Now, if you're a vegetarian, every time you go to an Indian restaurant, this is one of your go-to dishes. Unfortunately, a Paneer Tikka Masala at restaurants is super unhealthy. But today we're creating a fitness-friendly version of this legendary dish. So this story begins with some healthy and homemade paneer. If you want to figure out how to make paneer from scratch, make sure you click right here. Or I'll just make your life easier and link it in the description. Now make sure you cut your paneer in these cubes, and also very importantly, cut your vegetables in cubes like this. So I've got onion, I've got capsicum, and I've got the base of tomatoes. So I've just removed the pulp and kept the sturdy base or whatever that's called. Okay, next step, you need hung curd. As with many Punjabi recipes, make sure you get this right. Remember, curd in a cheesecloth, drain out all the water and you're left with hung curd. And finally, you need your basic spices: salt, red chilli powder, garam masala and turmeric. Now, a traditional Punjabi Paneer Tikka Masala has two parts to it. The first part is all about that perfect marinade. So we're going to start with mixing the hung curd and all the dry spices and just dunk the vegetables first before the paneer. Now the charm of the Paneer Tikka Masala lies in its textures. So you want to cut away your vegetables all nice and chunky like this and get that masala all over them in every single corner. So once they're mixed well, you can go in with the paneer. Now you remember what I said about textures? The reason we're going in with the paneer later is because we want to retain that shape. If you mix it all rough, you're at the risk of kind of breaking it up, and we want to maintain that shape and size. So you got to handle the paneer very carefully. Make sure the masala spread really evenly all over the paneer, and this is when we can start the cooking process. So as usual, a non-stick with about a tablespoon of ghee on a medium-high flame, and just line up your paneer super neatly and make sure you leave gaps in between the paneer, and that's where we can go in with those vegetables. So make sure you put the vegetables in the gaps, keep that in mind. Now we're cooking the paneer on a non-stick just to get a bit of that gorgeous color on both the sides. So after about 10 minutes on a medium-high flame for both the sides, you can just switch off the gas and cover the pan just to let the vegetables steam in all those juices from the masala. And this is where we can start work on the sauce. The two basic sauce ingredients: tomato puree and ginger garlic paste. So I've got the puree of 1 whole tomato and about 2 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste. And of course, because we're cooking Indian food, the base of our sauce is gonna be 1 whole onion finely chopped. Are you even a Punjabi? Now you gotta remember, Punjabi cooking is big on spices and big on flavors. So more red chilli powder, garam masala, turmeric and a tablespoon of cumin. That's key to a Paneer Tikka Masala. Okay, so the prep for the sauce starts with about a tablespoon of ghee. You can go in with lesser if you want to save up on the calories, but if you're thinking that this is unhealthy, keep in mind one very important concept. Anything that's made at home using healthy fats like ghee, coconut oil, olive oil is a million times healthier than something you order and eat at a restaurant. In restaurants, they use super unhealthy fats. Either way, so you go in with all the cumin and just let it sizzle in the ghee and release all its natural oils. This creates the base of the gravy, so the entire gravy will be cumin scented. So once your cumin's been on the stove for about say 2 minutes, you can go in with all that onion. So just saute the onions and let the flavors combine, and you can also add a bit of salt just to help the onions to start sweating. Now the thing with Punjabi cooking is that you always want to take the onions at least till they're golden brown, and you can even take them a little further if you want. But this is the point where I like adding the ginger garlic paste. So you just go in with all that, let the ginger, garlic and onions flavors mix, add a little more salt and just saute it. Next, the tomato puree. This adds color, it adds flavor, it adds freshness, and it just adds that overall knockout punch and takes your Paneer Tikka Masala to the next level. Now remember, in Punjabi cooking, whenever you're using tomato puree, we saute it till the puree becomes kind of solid, till it kind of separates from the oil. So once it's at this point, you can go in with the red chilli powder and the turmeric. And just again, keep sauteing it, let the flavors mix. And at this point, you can go in with a generous amount of water. This step just helps in combining all the flavors much better. It kind of unifies the whole dish. Now keep in mind, this is super thin and we need a thickener for this sauce. So we're going to go in with half a tablespoon of cornstarch, put a little bit of milk in it and use this as a thickener. Now traditionally, the thickeners used in Punjabi cooking are super high calorie. It's either heavy cream or cashew nut paste, but we're going for this lower calorie option here because we've already used a lot of ghee and we're trying to save up on all those fat macros. Either way, if you want the perfect gravy, remember you just need to leave it on the stove and let it simmer. So the more it simmers, the more the flavors combine and the more gorgeous your gravy will turn out. So after about 10 minutes on a light simmer, you can go in with all that paneer. Super carefully, of course, you want to keep that shape intact, and then you can go in with all the veggies. Very carefully again, try dropping it in those gaps so that it's covered with that gorgeous sauce. And even if you can't, just go in with a little extra water and make sure most of it is covered by the sauce. Last step, you leave it on a low flame for about 10 minutes till you reach the consistency you want, and for the final 10 minutes, cover it with a lid. This will help in softening up the vegetables. And eventually, this gorgeous Paneer Tikka Masala is ready. Do yourself a favor and serve it up with just a wedge of lemon to balance out all the richness from the gravy. Oh yeah!